So let's make yogurt. We start with a gallon of milk. Why would we make our own yogurt? Because you can make as much yogurt for about $8 as it costs you $30 to buy in the store. I've got it on a double boiler, just made by putting it in a pot. You need a quick reading thermometer to check temperatures. We want to heat the milk up to about 180 degrees in order to pasteurize it and help it thicken. Here the water is heating up and the milk is starting to heat up as well. I'm using a plastic container here, so it's going to be a lot slower than using a metal one. While it's heating up, I'll turn my dehydrator on and get it warmed up. My dehydrator is used to incubate the fermentation at 110 F, but you can use a cardboard box or an oven with the door cracked or something such as that. Water's getting hot, milk is getting hot. You need to be sure to keep everything clean and sterile as possible. I have a yogurt bag that I'm going to boil to sterilize it. I'm also sterilizing this big pot by boiling and swishing hot water around in it. If you don't strain your yogurt, some of these solids that form from the heated surfaces can make it gritty. Now we're cooling it down. Once it's under 120, you can add the starter culture. 110 is perfect. Starter culture is just standard plain yogurt, a couple of tablespoons of it mixed up in some of the pasteurized milk to help it blend easy before you add it to the big batch. Now I have the big batch back in the plastic container and I add the starter culture and we mix it up. Then we put the lid on it and we place it in the dehydrator at 110 F. 7 hours later, we pull it out and we have yogurt. Now we have to strain it to make Greek style yogurt. If you don't remove some of the whey, it's going to be soupy. This yogurt bag is only about $7 on Amazon and highly recommended. Using cheesecloth is expensive and a pain. I let it drain for about 15 minutes and then transfer it back into the container to add sugar and flavorings. So I started with a gallon of milk and now I have about 3/4 of a gallon of Greek style yogurt. I'm adding about a tablespoon of sugar per cup of yogurt. Blend it up. It's still thin because it's warm, but it will thicken as it cools later in the refrigerator. Take some frozen cherries and thaw them out in the microwave and then chop them up in a blender and add them to the yogurt. Mixing it up good with the whisks breaks up small clumps of curds and makes it smooth. It's still fairly soupy, but it will thicken in the refrigerator over the next few hours. If you remove too much whey in the straining process, you can make it too thick. So after sitting overnight, we have yogurt.